Welcome to Bioscience class. Well, dear students, in previous lectures we discussed about nervous system, and in today's video we will discuss about hormonal system or endocrine system. So, before we describe the hormonal system or endocrine system for coordination in human beings, we should know the meaning of terms like hormones and endocrine glands. So, let's first discuss hormones and endocrine glands. What are hormones? These are chemical substances which are secreted in very small quantities, or we can say small amounts, by specialized tissues in our body which are called endocrine glands. These hormones, what are their characteristics? They coordinate the activities of living organisms and also their growth. These hormones, they are the chemical substances which coordinate the activities of living organisms and their growth. And characteristics of these hormones are secreted in small amounts by endocrine glands, and these hormones, they are poured directly into the blood, and they are carried throughout the body by a blood circulatory system. And these hormones, they have their effect at the sites different from the sites where they are produced. And we can see these hormones, they are produced by endocrine glands, but they have their effect at sites different where they are produced. Thus, these hormones, they are also known as chemical messengers, and these hormones, they act on specific tissues or organs which are known as target organs. And these hormones, they are thus we can say these hormones, they control and coordinate the activities of body and also their growth. Now, what are glands? Gland जो है it is a structure which structure, or we can say specialized group of cells and tissues which secrete a chemical substance in our body, and that chemical substance that coordinates the activities and development of our body. And these glands, they are of two types: exocrine glands and endocrine glands. What are exocrine glands? Exocrine glands are those glands which secrete their product, or we can say we secrete their secretion directly into a duct or tubes. For example, salivary gland that secretes the saliva into a duct, that is known as salivary duct. Thus, we can say salivary gland जो है, that is an exocrine glands. Thus, we can say exocrine glands are the glands which are having ducts. And what are endocrine glands? Endocrine gland is a gland which does not have a duct, and it secretes its product directly into the blood stream. And we can say these endocrine glands, they do not have a ducts, they are ductless glands. And a structure that is made up of group of cells or tissues which makes hormones in our body, they are known as endocrine glands. For example, testes, ovaries, adrenal gland, these are endocrine glands because they secrete their product directly into blood. Here you will remember जो pancreas है, that's both exocrine and exocrine gland because it secretes a hormone, that's insulin, into blood, and it secretes another juice that is known as pancreatic juice into a pancreatic duct. Thus we can see जो pancreas है, it acts both as endocrine as well as exocrine gland. Thus we can see जो endocrine glands है, it's a group of endocrine system जो है हमारी body में, it is group of endocrine glands which produce hormones. And endocrine gland, this system, this is also known as hormonal system. Thus we can say in addition to nervous system, there is another system in our body which is known as endocrine system, which helps in coordinating the activities of our body. Now जो endocrine glands in our human body है, they are pineal gland, hypothalamus gland, pituitary gland, thymus gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, pancreas, adrenal gland, testes, and ovaries. Now let us discuss these glands one by one. First, First is hypothalamus. What is hypothalamus gland? This hypothalamus gland that is located inside the brain. This hypothalamus gland, it secretes a hormone that is known as corticotrophin releasing hormone, somatostatin, gonadotrophin releasing hormone, and जो ये hypothalamus है, it helps in collecting information from other regions of the brain and from blood vessels that are passing through our brain. And जो ये hypothalamus, it helps in maintaining homeostasis. Homeostasis means it helps in maintaining balance of our body, and it also helps in maintaining stable constant condition of a human body. And जो hypothalamus है, इसकी जो function है, it also regulates the secretion from pituitary gland. ठीक है. Thus we can say hypothalamus जो है, it controls the pituitary hormones. Second is pituitary gland. What is pituitary gland? It's also known as master gland, and it is present just below the brain, and it secretes a number of hormones like growth hormones, thyroid stimulating hormones, prolactin hormones. And जो इसकी function है, it regulates the growth and development of a body, and it also controls the functions of other glands. That's why it is also known as master gland. और जो ये growth hormone secrete करता है, that growth hormone that controls the growth of a human body. For example, growth hormone जो है, it controls the development of bones and muscles in our body. And a person having deficiency of growth hormone in childhood, that remains very dwarf, or we can say short. And on the other hand, if person have too much of this growth hormone, that becomes very tall. ठीक है. This thus we can say जो कोई इंसान ज़्यादा लंबे कद का होता है, उसमें जो एक ग्रोथ हार्मोन है, दैट्स रिलीज पे पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड, वो ज़्यादा होता है. और जो कोई इंसान बहुत ही छोटे कद का होता है, उसमें जो एक ग्रोथ हार्मोन है, दैट इज सिक्रेटेड इन स्मॉल अमाउंट्स बाय पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड. दस वी कैन से इट इज हार्मोनल deficiency. It is due to hormones that makes any person giant or dwarf. Next is thyroid gland. Thyroid gland जो है, ये होता है located in our neck region, and it is attached to the windpipe in our body, and it makes a hormone which is known as thyroxine. And this thyroxine, it is a hormone which contains iodine. और जो thyroxine hormone की जो function है, it regulates metabolism in our body. Metabolism of what? Metabolism of carbohydrates, fats and proteins in our body. जो iodine है, that is necessary for making thyroxine hormones by thyroid gland, and that's why की deficiency of जो iodine, if there will be deficiency of iodine in our diet, that will cause deficiency of thyroxine hormone in our body. And if there will be deficiency of iodine in the diet of a person, that results in a disease that is known as goiter. ठीक है. Thus iodized salts can provide all the iodine that's needed by thyroid gland to make a sufficient thyroxine for our body. Next is parathyroid gland. These are the set of 4 small glands that are present behind thyroid gland, or we can say that are embedded in the thyroid gland. And parathyroid gland that secretes a hormone that is known as calcitonin. And calcitonin hormone, इसकी क्या function है? It regulates the calcium and phosphorus level in our blood. Next is pancreas. Where is pancreas located? Pancreas is located just below the stomach in our body, and this pancreas, it releases a hormone which is known as insulin. And इसकी क्या function है? Insulin की क्या function है? It lowers the blood sugar level in our blood. And we can say जो pancreas है इसकी function है regulation of blood sugar level in the body. And if there will be a deficiency of insulin hormone in our body, that will cause a disease which is known as diabetes. और ये diabetes क्या होता है? Diabetes disease that is characterized by large quantities of sugar in our blood, and it is this insulin hormone which controls the metabolism of sugar. But if there will be, due to some reason, pancreas जो है it will not produce sufficient amount of insulin into our blood, then the sugar level in our blood that rises. और जो है high sugar level in the blood that cause many harmful effects to the body of a person, and person is said to be diabetic. And जो diabetic patients है, they are advised by doctors to take less sugar in their diet. और जो diabetes है, that can be common diabetes that can be controlled by controlling diet, or we can say by reducing weight, or by doing regular exercise, or by taking medicines. और जिनमें severe diabetes होती है, they are treated by giving injections of insulin in order to maintain sugar level in their blood. Next are adrenal glands. These adrenal glands, they are two glands which are located on the top of above kidneys. On the top of kidneys, sorry, these adrenal glands, they secrete a hormone which is known as adrenaline hormone. और जो ये adrenal glands जो है, they are also known as glands of emergency. And इनकी क्या function है? They helps in they helps to regulate heartbeat, breathing rate, blood pressure and carbohydrate metabolism. ठीक है. और जो when for example when a person is frightened, and this adrenal gland hormone is secreted secretes adrenal gland secretes adrenal hormone in large amounts at that time, which speeds up the heartbeat and breathing and raise blood pressure and allows more glucose to go into our blood and gives us a lot of energy to fight or to flight away from the frightening situation. ठीक है. Thus we can say these adrenal glands, they are also known as emergency glands because they prepare our body for fight or flight from any frightening situation. Next are pineal glands. They are present deep inside our brain, and they secrete a hormone which is known as melatonin. And it इसकी क्या function है? It influences rhythmic pattern of activities in mammals. Next is thymus gland. Thymus gland जो है, it is located in our chest region. It lies in the lower part of neck and upper part of chest, and it secretes a hormone that is known as thymosin. And this thymosin जो है, इसकी क्या function है? It helps in development of immune system in our body. और जो ये thymus gland है, ये large होता है in children, young children, but it shrinks after puberty. As we grow up, as we reach puberty, this thymus gland, it shrinks. And next are testes. Testes जो होते हैं, they are present in males only, and they produce a sex hormone which is known as testosterone. And this testosterone, इसकी क्या function है? It helps in regulation of male accessory sex organs, and it helps in development of secondary sexual characters like mustache, beard and voices in males. ठीक है. Thus we can say when a boy attains the age of puberty or maturity, it is this testosterone hormone which causes, or we can say which controls the development of male sex organs and male features such as deeper voice, mustache, beard and more body hair than females in males. Next are ovaries. What are ovaries? These are the glands which are present only in females, and they are present inside ovaries, and they secrete a hormone which is known as estrogen. And इसकी क्या function है? Its function is to control the development of female sex organs and feminine features like soft voice, soft skin, and mammary glands. And thus we can see these ovaries, they help in regulation of female accessory sex organs and secondary sexual characters like mammary glands in females. And there is another hormone that is secreted by ovaries, that is progesterone. And progesterone की क्या function है? Its function is to control the uterus changes in menstrual cycle, and it also helps in maintenance of pregnancy in females. This is all about this endocrine system. And thus we can say endocrine gland system, it consists of endocrine glands which secrete different hormones in human body, and which controls and helps in control which controls development and growth of a human body. Thank you.